New Season 40 Battle Pass skin for GIDNIL, the Guardian King, as well as Strife Battlefield changes, boys. Hey, Nabi, in this video, we're going over the patch notes for the game kinggodcastle 4.8.8, and it is a pretty large patch, I would say, and a lot of balancing, especially for Strife Battlefield. So it is kind of exciting. Now, we see on the screen GIDNIL, the Guardian King. Okay, halt everyone. No one under my protection shall harm others. Now, okay, let's just look at this skin before I share my opinions. Let's just look at this. Let's just look at this. Now, I am kind of a GIDNIL fan. Now, I've always been on the camp that unfortunately, his design is not flashy, bro. He is suffering from, like, I would say some Daniel-esque things happening. Now, unfortunately, in my opinion, he's in the same line of Daniel Battle Pass skin. I said it. I don't exactly like it too much. I mean, it's cool that when he does his spell shield thing, the wings flap open, but I don't exactly I don't like the little crown, man, and he's not exactly shiny. The effect is okay. I don't know. I guess this changing the spell shield look, like the actual blue thing, is kind of going too far, but they could have made it better, man. I don't know, man. In my opinion, this is unfortunately as bad as the Daniel skin. Now, I like Daniel more. I actually like the Daniel Battle Pass skin more. That's just me. Now, the key art is like, it's okay, to be honest, but like, oh man, this is like, I mean, I'm gonna stick on too much, boys. Let me know what you guys think. But for me, it is Daniel tier. But even I think this might be, in my opinion, the worst Battle Pass skin there is in the game. Now, I said it. I freaking said it. Boys. I'm sorry, GIDNIL fans. We will look at that. Pass reward changes. Cool. It is the Flower Blooming Festival. We'll check that out in a second. Summoning Stone changes. Now, this is strictly for Strife Battlefield, okay? Now, the first season of the League of, Strife, the first part just ended, so they are kind of going back and kind of changing it. Now, let's look at the changes that they made. I have my feelings on Strife, and I will share it at the end, but basically, they are removing this is Strife Battlefield, by the way. They're removing all of the elf chapter summoning stones because, let's be honest, they were garbage. I mean, I like the elven archer at the beginning, but in the mages are alright, but these never get freaking picked. And instead of the elf chapters, they're introducing the chapter 2-1, aka chapter 11 units, and this is gonna shake things up for sure. So you have this guy who is minus 2% damage taken by all allies during this game, and it caps at 20%. Now, due to the wording, it says this game, not this round, with a cap. So these, I'm going to assume the more you put out of these, the more this stacks for the entire game. So if you put 10 of these bad boys out for the duration of the Strife Battlefield game, you can get up to 20% minus damage taken, boys, and that is pretty freaking huge. This idea of ramping and committing to this is very interesting. So we're gonna see, because this is essentially like a strat in itself, right? So it is very strong. Don't sleep on these guys. This is pretty much the same thing, but this is damage taken. This is a ramping damage dealt. Man, this attack speed, like, it is kind of crazy, dude. Like, if you do like a Dragon Slayer build, it is probably better early game, in my opinion. Is like early, mid game, like late game it's just, I think it's freaking OP, man. When you start racking this up, this is equivalent to an actual strat that you get, right? And it's kind of crazy. So this guy is HP. This guy is Mighty Blocks, which is kind of crazy. Mighty Blocks are the allies at the beginning of a round, and you can get max of 5. I mean, given this is a high rarity, but these ramping units is very interesting. And then of course you have the boss. We don't know, I guess. I'm gonna assume he's freaking OP. Okay, I'm just gonna assume he's freaking OP. And don't sleep on this. This is a welcome addition besides these guys. So this is gonna be interesting how I'm gonna go after it for sure. I think they are pretty good. Now, appearing strat changes. So these are strat changes. So instead of the elf, of course, they are introducing in place of it Dragon Slayer's Will, which increases the Dragon Slayer summoning effect by 100%. So all of these stacking percentages that you're getting, you can amplify that bad boy, and it is actually pretty freaking good if you do this, in my opinion. Welcome addition for sure. Now they are changing how the Strife of it's the heat stuff. Okay, it's the heat stuff that ramps over time when you're on a winning streak, and it like buffs your enemy units and everything like that. That is what this is. Now in short, I'm not gonna read all this, but in short, they are changing how it's calculated. So if you are unaware of what heat does, per stack of heat or whatever, okay, per heat, the enemies get increase in HP and basically a bunch of stats, okay? Now they are tweaking this increase, right? So HP increases, the increase is going to be maintained. That is not going to be changed, but the attack and spell power is going to be lowered. And in addition, they are adding this new attack speed increase. Now this is kind of interesting because they're trying to make it so that mighty blocks are OP, right? In Strife Battlefield, you know, that's why a lot of people play Ren, for example, and some people still play Rai, but you should be playing Ren in the current meta, or at least in the previous season. But they are trying to kind of get this mighty block meta out, right? So they are this is interesting because if they introduce this part, the attack speed increase per heat, that means that the enemy monsters can hit your units more often and can shred your mighty blocks faster, right? And they're reducing how hard they hit. So they're trying to make it so that comps that don't rely on mighty blocks and can get away with like damage mitigation, they're trying to make those comps a little more balanced. So this is kind of like their short-term answer to this. Let's see how it pans out. And then they are changing effectively how strat level and experience plays out. And there are a lot of issues with Strife. Okay, this is just one of the issues that they are tackling. So strat level. So if you've been playing, you know, if you don't play Strife, everything I'm saying right now and these patch notes are like going over your head. But for those of you guys who are playing Strife, when you are assaulting somebody and you succeed, you get you know that you get 100 experience flat every time your assault succeeded, right? And it feels super bad when you get the unlucky draw of like who the targeting cycle is, and then the other person their assault succeeds and they get 100 strat level, and then your assault doesn't succeed, you get nothing, right? And you can get super unlucky like that, and you're just stuck at low strat level. So they are trying to kind of make it a little more balanced. So instead of being fixed, right, for a successful assault, now you kind of have this ramping streak, right? So you get more strat XP for successful assaults. The more successes, pretty much a streak, right? You get more for streaks, essentially. So that means that you can reach those high level strats faster. But to combat this, they are actually changing how much strat level XP you need to reach those levels. So as you know, reaching level 6 and 7 is where you want to hit, because guess what? That's at level 6, that is when you start getting that 3% chance to get that 6 rarity units. Those are the units that you want to be pulling in your monsters, right? Namely, Chapter 9 boss and laser guys, right? And that is the meta, right? So now it's even harder to reach level 7. Now, if you are on a streak and you're dominating the lobby, you're gonna hit level 7 quickly in the previous season. Now it's gonna take a little longer, right? And it's harder to reach, I imagine, just looking at this, harder to reach this, especially level 7. So they're kind of curve it out a bit. So that is a welcome change. They are changing some of the probability for rarity. They are not touching any of the tier 6. So when you are, so you want to, you know, it doesn't really change anything really. Like, it just means that when you are level 6 and 7, you get the lower tiers less, right? And you get, you know, that's how it should be in the first place, in my opinion. You're always trying to get high strat levels so you can start pulling these big monsters and destroying the lobby. So with this change, I see that matches are probably going to snowball and maybe end earlier. That's just me theorizing and putting out there just based on like the information shown. And then they are balancing heroes. This is just generally not just Strife Battlefield, this is for the entire game. They're balancing Hanzi, and they are just essentially giving more damage to her Awakening 1 and also giving her more base attack, which is good. With the newest relic, the Dwarven scope thing, right? Hanzi's not bad, bro. Hanzi is actually not bad. So they are continually buffing Hanzi. Jupiter, they are buffing Jupiter. Now, it's kind of funny, right? Like, I rank these heroes like B tier or whatever, and a lot of people are like, no, they're like A tier, S tier, man. I mean, and look at that, boys. They are buffing these heroes. I mean, that just goes to show you, like, they're not as good as a lot of people think, right? I mean, it's again, if you guys been following my videos, it's all about perspective, guys. It's all about perspective. You know, like, yes, everyone can be OP with like full items and all that junk, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not great in the current meta with the other heroes, right? So great to see Hanzi buff. She's actually getting to the point where she's actually not too shabby. Jupiter, she's gonna need a bit more than attack range in my opinion, but not bad overall, but I think she needs a little more. Nabella buff is kind of interesting. Increased spell power. So I'm gonna read this. In case of Nabella, she was one of the heroes that inflicted overwhelming damage with high spell power. Kinda. When she was released, who could end a game round within a blink of an eye? Yeah, I do remember some Nabella giant arena comps, you know. So shortly after her release, we lowered her spell power to slow her down. I know, right? But in the current case, we consider her needs her overwhelming power back. Therefore, we decided to adjust Nabella's power upwards so that she can regain some level of activity. Do I think that Nabella is gonna come back for this? I'm gonna say no. No. She's gonna still be the same issues that I think. Yeah, she's gonna feel a bit better to use, but that doesn't solve her issues. Now, there's gonna be, this is the Strife Battlefield adjustment just for Strife Battlefield, by the way. So let's just look at this. Hanzi, I still don't think Hanzi's gonna be played. Joel, maybe. Well, with 20% damage taken now. I'm gonna say maybe Joel. Behemoth, maybe. Behemoth, actually, maybe. Mel, I'm gonna call it right now, guys. If there is not a Mighty Block meta, the two heroes that I have my eye on for Strife Battlefield. You guys are watching this video, so you guys know, you know, the secret knob strats, you know. So it's gonna be Mel or Chang'e. Don't sleep on those two guys. Don't sleep on Mel and Chang'e. If it's not a Mighty Block meta. And those are the two that I have my eyes on. Ren, they removed the damage bonus, but, you know, it stays the same. I think Ren is still going to be a staple. Rai is still going to be like a worse version than Ren, in my opinion. Ren is still going to be better than Rai. So if it's a Mighty Block meta, Ren is still going to be the go-to. If it's not Mighty Block meta, Mel or Chang'e is going to be my pick to play around with. This Estia bonus thing is very interesting. Now, Estia has potential. Okay, I'll say potential. Ian, I never liked Eden in the first place. So balancing the Strat Battlefield strats, this one, so these are the strats basically that you never really pick in the past. So this is okay, you know, I still wouldn't pick this one. This one is fine if you're stuck with it, right? This is fine. I mean, it's even better now. Rise of Courage is okay. I'm gonna say okay. I'm not super happy if I see it, but I'm gonna say it's okay. Tenacious actually pretty good in my opinion. Elemental Overdrive is pretty good in my opinion. Wind of Swiftness. See, the thing is, you don't see a lot of these because those aren't really played in the meta. Like Swiftness, those are all range carries, right? Like Tia and like Bomby. Like, why are you playing Tia and Bomby and freaking Strife Battlefield in the first place, right? So yeah, I mean, I can't really comment on this, but I mean, no one really plays Swiftness heroes and, you know, Strife Battlefield in the first place. So I mean, this is a buff. No, yeah, they're adding this, so it's a buff, right? So I guess it's better. A bandit leader. So I wonder if they freaking fixed the bug where Mara just like sits there and does nothing. But now they added a thing where you get a discount on bandit chapter summoning stones, which is not bad actually, because a lot of people, if you've played Strife Battlefield, you know that reroll bandit units are OP, and doing a Mara summoning stone to get discounts on bandit chapter summoning stones, not bad actually. These are summoning stone balancing, so they are changing this to 6%, which is higher, but every 2 seconds, which is effectively the same. So it's kind of like it's the same thing. So it shreds slower, but it is better for people who are not really, I mean, I guess I could say it's worse for people who are doing like damage mitigation kind of comps, like not mighty blocks. If I am playing a Ren comp, I'm happy to see this, for example, right? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's still pretty freaking good. Gargoyle, minus 50% damage taken. Don't sleep on Gargoyle. Gargoyle is pretty strong in my opinion. Vampire Prince is okay. I think it's fine. Vampire Prince is not something that I gravitate towards. It's an alright unit. Royal Vampire is actually pretty freaking OP in my opinion, especially if it's against a Mighty Block comp. So more it's a pretty freaking good unit, man. Even what it was before. So they're buffing it, right? Frost Golem. So they're buffing Frost Golem. I mean, I like Frost Golem, so pretty good, right? Witch is, don't sleep on the freaking Frost Tribe Witch, bro. I mean, they're making it better as well, and it shreds Mighty Blocks. Pretty OP unit. Frost Tribe Warrior is pretty OP in high heat, but not too crazy. But it is nice to see. And then here's some information on the Strife Battlefield League. So it's the new thing where you can see the league beginning and all the info and the league top 10s and all this junk, right? You can see it now. Cool. You can see all the info and the points, information. Hold on, let me look at this. Rank 1, rank 2, forever third place, 60 points. I don't know. It's a lot of freaking information, bro. Let me look at that skin, though. Strife, Ruler, Conquer. Oh, so these are the names. Okay. And now, oh yeah, how many of you guys have experienced the reconnecting due to network change and you get booted out and you get negative 100 points? I know I have. Apparently they have supposedly now kind of fixed it. They're still gonna, it's a work in progress, but if it detects a network change, supposedly it will wait for you to connect to whatever network change you did and then reconnect you to the game, supposedly. So at least they know this is a problem and they are fixing it. Now, this is a new blessing. Before I get into this, okay, I think that's it for the Strife Battlefield, but my main issues with Strife, well, I mean, they address some of the main issues, but my main issues with Strife Battlefield that they have not fixed is that, please, for the love of King Godcastle, please, AWESOMEPIECE, if you're watching this, make names anonymous or portraits anonymous. So like, say for example, player A, I know who he is, I know what alliance he is, I'm not gonna throw freaking summoning monsters at him because I know he's my friend. Or on the other flip side, because I know who he is, I'm going to send all my monsters to him. Just because I recognize the name, regardless of game state. Please, for the love of King God Castle, make names and like profile, like picture or whatever. I don't care if you can view the team, okay? I don't care if you can view my team, but just make my name anonymous. Please. Awesome piece. It's a competitive mode where you're sending monsters. Can you make names anonymous? Please. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2. In matches of Strife Battlefield, there are way too many freaking bots. 9 times out of 10, it's 2 real players and 2 bots. Please make at least like King God and God matches, at least 3 human players, 1 bot. At the very minimum, there needs to be 3 freaking players, human players in a game, and not 2 humans, 2 bots. Please. Those are my 2 biggest gripes of Strat Battlefield. Now, for the rest of it, you guys can balance it. But those are my 2 glaring issues of Strat Battlefield. Please, awesome piece. Thank you. So this is a new something, whatever, if you guys care about that. I don't recommend it. New skin, Red Rose Shielda. I like this skin, actually. I do like the skin. The shield is okay. Okay, bug fixes, a bunch of those, new chromas for Lunaire, Rosette, and Kane. Cool. All right, let's go to the festival. New play mode. These are the returning Battle Pass skins. Shielda, if you haven't had it. Pretty great skin. Kane. The Kane one is fine. The Kane one is fine in my opinion. And then you can get Jupiter. Jupiter is very classic, super OG, very nice. Unfortunately, Jupiter is okay. Here's all the returning skins, and that is that. And then we will look at the calendar. Here's the season calendar, pretty samey. The skin, cool. This is the raid stuff if you care about it. This is the solo Blacksmith Mage, Alliance's Blood Giant, Greed Hero. Arena is that, and the Grand Arena buff is going to be West Heroes and Tenacity. Awesome piece. I still don't see my list of heroes who are West and Tenacity. Please, awesome piece. If you're watching this video, which you should, by the way, and subscribe while you're at it, please tell me who are the West heroes and who are Tenacity heroes in the patch notes, so I don't have to look in game. Please, thank you. All right, so that is that. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about all the new skins? What do you think about all of this Strife Battlefield junk, the hero balancing, and especially let me know what you think about this Battle Pass skin or GIDNIL. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with me that it is Daniel tier and even worse, maybe the worst Battle Pass skin in King God Castle today? Anyways, thumbs if you like this, subs if you love it. See you next one, boys. Later.